Uh, my head. My fucking headache. What a fucking movie. Uh, I'm on to this fucking review. That's a piece of shit. Okay. Moon of Scorpio, 1987, directed by I Don't Give a Fuck. The, so the story is. Put that fucking camera better. Sorry. Shit, camera. I hate this thing. Buy better equipment. Yeah, that should be the case, right? Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. In any case, this movie is a slasher movie, and I thought, oh, 1987, never seen it. Another one to see from all the slasher, because I see a lot of slasher movies, especially from the 80s. I've seen a lot of them, and it's getting harder and harder to find a good one. But this one already had a 3.6. But hey, listen, on IMDb, but I had a few, I think like two slashers that actually surprised me and I actually had fun with. So the story of this movie is you've got three Vietnamese war buddies. I mean American war GIs, but and they one of the GIs gets married and they want to hold the party, the honeymoon, on one of the soldier buddies' sailing boat. Okay. And it's on the sailing boat, and a little bit towards the sailing boat, shit starts to happen. And you got three soldiers. The one who married was Mark with Claire, and then you had Alan, the owner of the boat, with Linda, and then you had what was the guy's name? Owen, and his I don't know, remember his wife's name. She was a fucking ugly woman with these those noodle string hair. Jesus, blonde, long, drinking. She was a prune face from constant tanning, something like that. And that guy was an asshole because he sees a wounded soldier and okay, they kill the wounded soldier, the Vietnamese, and then he sees
Never call me a pussy. Ready to die.
And then he says, "Kill the goop, bitch."
No.
And
You're afraid to blow that bitch away.
He doesn't want to do that, and eventually the other guy does it. You gotta be. Can't be away. So eventually, he goes away. Mark takes a look at the woman, and the woman, still alive, taking his leg, and that's and the movie starts out with somebody escaping, which actually looked like just a hospital, an insane asylum, and she had a butcher's knife, killed one of what looked like to me a surgeon and killed a guy in the garage who was a salesman of medical equipment, okay, to get his car, right? And we don't know how much time has passed between this. We're looking for an escaped lunatic. We need this lunatic back, okay? And so let's start with the positives and the negatives. Positives. The setting on this um, big uh, sailboat at night is creepy. You don't have anything but sea around you, and it's yeah, the feeling of isolation. You know that I always had something in horror movies with the feeling of isolation. I like that in horror movies. I like that with a lot of horror movies. Alien has that. I mean, Jaws has that. I mean, all those. You can't get the fuck away. Okay. Uh, and not just because somebody locks you up, but because of nature or whatever, you can't get the fuck away. Impossible. And I love that. You're trapped. And then the second part was I dig the killer's weapon. I never seen something it's like this big, and it looks like so it's put on like it's put on a hand, but it looks like it's put on a person that doesn't have a hand. But no, the killer has a hand, but it's still a black glove. Black killer has black gloves, but okay, and it's shaped in this way, and it looks like it's one of those scuba gear bolts, you know. But it isn't. It just has a point at the end. But then the sides clip open like an anchor, and there are two blades. Weird, right? And I gotta say, a few that's also maybe a pro. A few kills were gory. That, that's the only I can say. Character-wise, I didn't like any one of this. I acting. I'm thinking. Maybe Alan, the guy who owned the boat, because he does something like he knows that Mark still has PTSD, and he got over it, but he wants to help him, but he's scared. He's afraid of water for some reason, because when when he was fighting the Viet Cong, a explosion went off behind his back, and he fell in a puddle of water and saw a skeleton. And of course, people are dying left and right, and he saw a skeleton, and that's it. So he afraid, and he's afraid of water. So Alan does this thing with his steering wheel that he almost falls off, and he immediately goes to Mark. Oh, you almost fell, buddy. Listen, he holds him. I know you're scared, and I had that too. But You know, little spiel. You know, and maybe he could act, but he's the only one who could act. I think he was the only one that I kind of felt okay. He's a good guy. Don't kill him. You know, but they do. But he doesn't. He gets the lesser kill. Yeah. But the thing is, if you okay, the cons, right? Like I said, bad characters. The acting is okay. The I don't know where to start. The movie after the Vietnam shit, then the movie starts because the movie starts in these different ways. That no first fuck yeah first the Vietnam shit, then the escaped lunatic, then a Coast Guard boat entering the vessel. The 2 weeks later, it says, of the where everything happened, Alan's boat, and they find sorry, Claire, yeah, a, like this in a corner of a chair, and the the guy of the insane asylum says, "Are you okay?" And she stabs him with that weapon of the killer, and then they taking her away, and she's like, "Wah! Wah!" Okay. Uh, so okay, that's good for your profile. And after that, she's being questioned, and she's got this weird fucking accent, like a French accent or a German accent. I'm not sure. And she has to explain herself. And the guy who was stabbed in the gut is standing there. Explain yourself. For this hole in my fucking gut. My new pee hole. And she's explaining it from beginning to end, and that they are going on a honeymoon, and what I said, and they're going on a fucking boat. And then, okay, and then eventually people start dying. But like I said, on a boat, you got 6 people on a boat. It's not you only got 6 people. You can say that's a killer, and the Claire is constantly narrating through the movie with that stupid accent. And yes, my husband was afraid of water. I mean, oh. And then when they enter the boat, by the way, you got that girlfriend from what was what's his name? I was thinking Lou, but Stan, you know, that guy that said don't be a pussy, you know, and the a rough guy, like, and a ugly with his ugly wife, and she's sitting there in a corner with a drink in her hand and her fucking tits naked, saggy old fucking tits. Welcome on board. Oh, fuck. And also something weird. Alan is making food, and Cynthia, his girlfriend, is standing next to him. And he cuts himself, and she does. Oh, you have to do something. You gotta wipe off the blood and take a band-aid. Okay, I'll do that. No, 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 wait. And then he says, where did I found you? I found you. Okay. Ooh, something's going off. And she's weird all the way through the movie on the boat. She's always, and she's saying, "It's a full moon yet? Is the full moon yet? Is the Scorpio there? Yeah, what the fuck are you telling me? Are you fucking drunk?" And I think the first one who gets it is, oh yeah, Miss Barbie, that ugly bitch, and she's not a cool kill. She gets slashed in her neck, she gets slashed over her body, and then she gets the uh, the point of the weapon in her eye, and you see it. The eye is out, and yeah, that's a good kill. Yeah, and after that, Alan died because the killer sabotaged the boat. Nothing works anymore. The engine, the radio, nothing in it. And but that's this is so absurd. So when Alan is trying to go underneath the water with a scuba gear tank to see that something's wrong with the propeller or something, and there's something wrong, and then there's this the killer is there, and I just swear to God, when black pants, black male shoes, big ass legs that have cankles, and he's shooting with a spear gun, and he said, "What the hell are you doing?" Broad daylight, everybody's looking. There's still four people looking, and he on a fucking boat in the middle of fucking nowhere, and he yells, "What the hell are you doing?" And he gets shot in the heart. Bloody scene. After that, it's the guy there, the Lou. I'm gonna call him Lou. Yeah, he they're sitting on a table, and Linda and Claire are going to bed, and he's sitting there, and at some point he takes her by the chin and he says, "Who the hell are you?" And she's like, "It's almost the moon of Scorpio." So you already know she's the fucking killer. But if she's the fucking, she had this beautiful body, and the killer's legs were stumpy, fucking cankle feet. You're never gonna say, "Oh, that was the killer." Always in a different getup. So she kills him, stabs him, slits his throat, throws him overboard. Then, oh, what's it? Oh yeah, then Mark is awake, but he's strangling fucking Erica's wife, maybe because he dreamed something from the war and he strangled, and she's like, "Eh, eh." And this Linda, the killer, basically is sitting, lying next to them, and she's like, and he's, I gotta get I gotta go upstairs to get a little bit of air. He goes upstairs, slash neck open, and he's hanging on this rope, and eventually he falls off. Bye bye. So the only one left is Linda and Cynthia. Now Cynthia immediately says, "Moon of Scorpio!" She's attacking her with that weapon, and she's, I got a skillet. You did not get me. And that's in the accent. Eventually, she kills. But then the movie goes back to in hospital. Motorcycle got caught. So to get things straight, this movie was beautiful, and she immediately found Alan, a rich guy apparently owning a sailing boat, and but probably because of her looks, he was immediately like sold, you know. And then that, so I think they wanted to make her look Asian. It's almost that he had that dream again. Uh, the last dream before she eventually says I'm a killer, from that girl that was still alive, but a Vietnamese woman, but she didn't look fucking Vietnamese. Yeah, she had black hair, southern look. She didn't look like a fucking Vietnamese. And if no fucking way, no fucking way. If they wanted to go that route, no fucking way. And what the hell with Moon of Scorpio? What the fuck? There's nothing explained. There's no exposition of the killer. Or I think they actually meant it to be that one that was still alive, that was the killer, she came back and did some kind of body transformation. And for some reason, something with the Moon of Scorpio. No, this movie gets a two, a two. I mean, okay, I can not notch it off of my slasher list, right? But this was just too bad. It took okay. You have about two kills in the beginning, and then you have just before they take off a fisherman in the dark who gets killed. Why I don't know, just for the shits and giggles, and that takes an hour. The first kill takes an hour and 15 fucking minutes. An hour and 15 fucking minutes. And the movie is an hour and 27 minutes. And they have all to be killed. Yet all to be killed. Okay. Okay. I thought just one. I actually thought there's gonna be one kill and that's it. No, they wanna. They want to apparently they wanted Halloween, but on a boat. Yeah, fucking right. Oh. No, it's a bad movie. I wouldn't recommend it. There's no tension. There's the only tension you have is like I said, it's on a boat in midnight. It's quiet. It's isolated. You can run away, and the weapon was cool. A few cool kills, and that's it. That's really it. Um, what and apparently the killer forgot her name. Fuck. She is in a lot of known movies. I mean, she's in. Fuck. I actually I looked it up, but I forgot. She's in a lot of known movies. What was her fucking name? Eklund was her last name, but Eklund. But she's, for example, if you never saw the Wicker Man, the original Wicker Man, she plays. I think she plays that woman Lilith, who fucks everybody, who gets eight because eight. She's the one who's fucking the wall and singing meanwhile to the constable next door and, oh, Mr. Policeman, coming to me. I mean, and she's like that. And she also she plays in a lot of James Bond movies. The Man with the Golden Gun, and yeah, as one of the but as one of the beauties of the movie, and she's in a few other movies, recent movies with Tom Cruise and shit. Yeah, she's in a lot of movies. Yeah, it's something with, you know what? Look it up on IMDb if you're interested. But that being said, fuck this movie. See you later. Bye bye.